on my way to Pit Fit, and we're trying to take a shortcut through Brownsburg here because it's a mess at the moment. Actually just going past John Stanbrough's shop right now. We washed up, fixed the oil problem, and we're on to Putnamville tonight. We wanted to race again because we had good speed, so this was a very odd Friday actually. It was a Friday race at Paragon because it was a 2-night deal. They ran sprint cars on the Friday and late models on the Saturday. That led a lot of Paragon cars to run at Putnamville, so it was like a 37 car field or something. And I drew the absolute, I call them the Trophy Dash. A really good stacked group I call the Trophy Dash. And it was one of them groups I looked and I'm like, oh God, I'm 7th. I have that in my head purely for the fact that like, I'm realistic with what I do. I don't want to get too cocky and think, yeah, no, I'm in a quick time. And that's not realistic in a way. That's just fooling yourself. You just sort of got to just sort of know where you're at, and that just, you'll never, I think you got to have a little bit of a sense of, what's the word? You got to have a little bit of sense of more confident than you actually are ability, but there's a certain thing where you're just being delusional. With the good speed, I knew we'd be pretty, we'd be in there, but I thought I would probably be on the tail end of the good cars. I think there was probably like 7 good cars in this group, and yeah, anyway, here's qualifying. They gave me the checker a lap early.
Huh?
They gave me the checkers a lap early.
You still went fast.
Huh?
You were fast.
Where did we time that?
Huh?
It's useless if we don't know where we time. It did look good though, didn't it?
You went number 1.
Huh?
You were number 1.
Was I?
You were, yeah.
Oh shit. That first lap was bitchy.
Well, you were second quick over the first lap.
Yeah. That's good.
Fuck, you're losing your fucking shit.
And I'm like, yeah, wow, fast. Like when the car's fast, it just doesn't feel fast, you know. Heard that from a few people, like the Reinbold, Andy Reinbold told me that, and Mitchell Moles as well. He's like, the times you think you're really fast, you just junk on time, and the ones where they feel terrible, you're pretty quick, you know. Anyway, the best thing is with Putnamville now, instead of having the 4 invert like Paragon have, they have a random draw, and they drew 1, so I got to start on the pole of the heat race. I think I was just to stop sandbagging like I sort of did the night before. But that's a risk you got to take. Like I seen I was 3rd or 4th. I'm like, oh, okay, look, we're just sitting here and hopefully we're good. Because if someone goes quicker, you're 5th and you're outside, you know. So it's a bit of it's a hard thing to sandbag, but you can do it. But anyway, here's our heat from pole, and track's still hammered down. Like I didn't even need to touch the cushion. So one of them other nights where the joint, like the week before, in Jerry's car that it was just so heavy, we were packing it for ages. Start our heat race and pole.
redraw, Todd. Oh, redraw. Was it starting to pogo on you there?
Oh yeah, I was just moving around and it just started cutting.
So you can just see like the mid rotation and drive off, like that is pure perfect. When they sort of set and go forward too, that's the definition of a perfect car, and we'll carry them wheelies like no tomorrow. And like I was honestly caught at a half throttle around a lot of it because it just would backflip if I went any harder. But that's then them type of tracks, that's as much power as you need. But no, it looked like a comfortable heat win, but like they were just there, and that's just, I knew if I could sort of just keep hitting my marks and not do anything silly, I'd probably be okay. And that's just the pace of this car. If you're not making any mistakes, it's pretty hard to beat. And that's me as a driver making the mistakes, and definitely not the race. Solid win and a solid heat race. As you see, I thought Zach was mad at me for some reason. I didn't know if I like pushed him off the track around the top or something, because he's known to belt the curb down there nowadays. He was actually mad at someone else behind me, so sort of glad with that. No, I wasn't mad at you. And I'm like, all right, sick. I just thought you were mad at me, and I didn't want anyone to be mad at me, you know. Well, I think we redrew 4th, so I fibbed in my last video, Paragon video, and I said I never redrew in the front three rows this year, and I did. This was probably the only race I redrew 4, and we were lucky because there were 5 heat races, so you could draw up to 10. The track's looking, it's racy, but it's tricky. Putnamville's always technical, like the curb's big. I didn't feel great in the curb at all night, so I was just trying to avoid it. It's just such a hard arc to run that curb fast, and I think the middle bottom was so good because it was so wet. Exactly what I said in the previous video with Jerry's car. They groomed the track to be good in the feature, and like they don't touch a water truck out. They don't have anything on it all night. They didn't need to. The track was sort of a little bit too good all night. Here's the feature from 4th. gutted with myself for another silly mistake again. I was just, these races in India are so hard to win, and when you're running with Ty, Mahoko and Harley Burns, them two guys they've probably won over half the races there this year between the two of them, at least. And to be up with them guys first night, and we're past Ty, and Ty race is so damn hard. I can guarantee you that, and I earn every inch of that pass. And yeah, I tried to crowd him once or twice just to sort of try to get him to brake, but he won't brake. He'll just say, I'm here first, mate. And that's what he does. It's how he races, and it's fun to race him. Like I like really fighting for spots like that. It reminds me a lot of home, and like that just shows he won't give it up to you easy. Harley pretty quickly, and then I sort of wasn't, and then I'm like, oh, I got to change up what I'm doing here. And I realized I thought I had to get it sideways through that hole. It was very risky. I had to get it sideways through that hole to be pointed nice on exit and try and keep the exit narrow. But unfortunately, bounced it. I just had the wheel spinning too hard. I'll beat myself up about it all the time. I just don't like making critical mistakes like that, especially when you have guys like Wingos in your corners. They're smart. Their stuff's really good, and that deserves to be up there. And 6 on paper is okay. Not second pays a lot better, that's for sure. It hurt. Let's just say that, because we were so damn fast. Need to ride the last 2 laps. Like, I think the reason why, because they're pretty tolerant compared to some other drivers with me with some of the mistakes I make. But like, it's just, I think they just see the hunger and the want. And look, I'm going to be the one fixing the thing too. Yeah, that's pretty much Putnamville done. See, I wasn't going to touch the curb, that's for sure. Like, you see it in the hot lap, like how they do this weird half lap there, and I think it's more dangerous than it's worth. Like, I get it, you're trying to feel your car out, like, but I didn't even know they do it. You see, I get left behind every time, so I'm like, why are we taking off? Like, I just think someone's going to crash, and it was nearly me. On the right front when I hit the curb, because I'll keep saying it again, I don't mean to complain, but I'm one for safety, is the lighting at Putnamville isn't the greatest. Curb into 1, that's where the light's pretty good. I seen the curb into 1 pretty rolled up and tight, and that's a no-go. And you could even see, and a lot of guys tripped on it, and I'm like, it doesn't look that bad out too, but I couldn't even distinguish if it was tight or not. Went up and just touched it, and about yard sailed me into the freaking grandstand. Thanks for watching, and yeah, on to the next one.